Greetings again, blade lovers. This old sword back with you. And today's theme is something different. These are kind of off the beaten track designs. Some have been out for quite a while. Others have come out more recently. But they're not your usual folding knives. There's something unique about each one of them. And perhaps by looking at them, you already know what some of those different features are. You may have one, or you may want one, or you've researched it, etc. So these aren't groundbreaking designs that get carried forward into other knives necessarily, but these are features of each knife that make them a little bit unique, and we may never see that again in another blade, or we may. All right, so I don't ramble on. Let's get started. Let's get the brightest guy in the block out of the way, and that being the CRKT Provoke Zap. This is the Grivery version of the well-known now Provoke design, manufactured by CRKT and designed by Joe Caswell. There's his name right there to remind me. With a deep carry pocket clip, I don't believe seen before. He found a way to carry a karambit deep in the pocket. Crazy stuff. And now, with the Grivery, there aren't too many knives that base their whole frame on Grivery. Probably a few others. And we've even got, I believe, some Grivery arms, although we've got some steel hardware. And we'll just double check that. Yeah. We do have some steel arms there. So, very unique design because of the way that it folds. So there's the little latch right there. And what we have, as I'm sure you've seen before, and I've done a review on this knife, these double arms that pivot the blade and lock it in position very, very securely. And yet, it can be carried deep carry using this ingenious clip system where it'll slide in right up to there on your pants with very little showing, except for the bright yellow rim on this one. They do come in some other colors. So that is the CRKT Provoke Zap. Unusual because of the opening system and the deep carry clip on a karambit. Next up, kind of the elephant in the room, is this amazing MaxVenom knife, designed by C. Despens. Currently out of production, may not go back in production, I am not sure. There is a smaller version I see available on eBay, the mini version. What makes this unique? Not really so much a button lock as this ginormous hole that actually also serves as a cap lifter right there, see? Enables you to hold it this way, and we thought Spidey holes were big and obvious, right? Closes with the button. Has a 4-position clip, not deep carry. All T6 aluminum handle. This one has been specially treated in kind of a steampunk look by somebody who did that aftermarket. I picked this up on eBay. Difficult to open it with a single flip. You've got to give it a little wrist. Just doesn't have the leverage there. You can roll it open with the thumb, however. And you can do a flip like that come on, lock. Don't have the room to move it here. By inserting your finger in that hole and flipping it over, okay? Let gravity do the rest. Not a real strong detent on this. If you need strong detents, this isn't the knife for you, but it's so darn unusual. It looks like a wrench or something when it's closed. Was or is designed for defensive tactics in use, aka martial blade works, knife fighting, so on and so forth. Okay. Here's one that's unique because it's the knife that you can't tell which end is up and which end is down. This is the 511 made Xprt, designed by Mike Vellenkamp. Recurved blade, looks awkward and crazy as hell until you put it in your hand and it just kind of melts right in. The ergos are pretty incredible. Got plenty of jimping in the thumb ramp. If you're looking for a beautiful blade, this isn't going to be it. However, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, as they say. Uses a 3-screw Benchmade style clip, so you could put a deep carry on that. Got a lanyard hole, got a striking pommel, and the odd thing is, when it's closed, is that the blade side? That looks like the pommel side, but that is the pivot side. 4-position clip, designed to be used. S35 or S30V steel, I believe. Yep, made in Taiwan. CPM S30V. And it is manufactured by Fox Knives, so you know it's well made. So that is the 511 Xprt, an unusual, different knife. Here's a Benchmade offering. This is the SOCP folding knife. And I believe this is a Thompson design. Yep, Greg Thompson. Got his name and his symbol all over it. What makes this unusual? It's so long and slender. It's kind of like a stiletto, but it is a special purpose knife. The clip is 4 points switchable. Right, left, up and down. It is very short. The clip itself acts as a pivot for positioning it. I'm not going to do that with the blade open. We have individual pivot points, indents here for positioning the knife. Opens with a thumb disc. Newer versions, I believe, have been revamped, where you've got a lot of cutouts in the handle. This is just straight out checkered, a really kind of natural G10 that is been left rough, a little bit like Emerson's. Got cutouts all along the handle. Got jimping everywhere. Got a glass breaker on the end. And it is well over 4 inches. I think it's around 4.5 inches or so. So not going to be legal in a number of jurisdictions, but meant for tactical, military, police use as a last-ditch defensive knife. Here we have the Fox Bantay, another unusual knife with a very unusual blade shape. Borut Kinsel is, I believe, how you pronounce his name. A Slovenian army tactical instructor designed this knife. Was built by Fox. And here you have another martial-oriented blade with a striking pommel, positioning cutouts indents. Right or left hand carry. I did put a MXG clip on it, deep carry, titanium. I like the deeper carry than the one that came with it. It has the locks system that locks the liner when that is forward. The opening is strictly with that oval thumb hole. But look at the way the blade goes. That is a natural thumb ramp. Ergos on this knife are pretty incredible. After you first see it, you'd wonder. These grooves don't really constrain your fingers very much. Doesn't matter kind of where your fingers land. Adequately wide, but still somewhat thin. And that real interesting Piercy recurve S-curve blade. And I forget what he said that says on the blade. Perhaps you understand the kanji. Not sure that I do. This is not sharpened on the top. However, enough of it hides in the handle that that is a possibility. You could sharpen that top swedge. The Bente. And in Philippine, I believe that means guardian. Tagalog. Last and certainly not least, by Spyderco, we have the P'Kal. This was designed by a guy named Southnark, and he's got a number of videos out now. There was a time where he was only going by Southnark. You could probably look up his name, and I should have looked it up before I pulled the knife out. But this is meant to be utilized either edge up in a close quarters situation with somebody who's trying to take your sidearm away, or is wrestling with you, or in some way trying to take your life. The Southnark worked narcotics for a long period of time, I believe in Florida. I like the knife as a P'Kal knife, which is P'Kal, the name for jabbing, ripping, and tearing because of that edge in. It comes through extraordinarily sharp from Spyderco. It's a flat grind from top to bottom, a little bit of a recurve in the blade. Has their version of an axis locking system, and you may know the name of that system. They don't use it in too many knives anymore. I believe there's one or two out there. This happens to have the clear plastic release. It's basically a ball bearing release inside, and you can't really see the ball behind the plastic there, but there is a ball bearing that locks it all up. So not quite an axis lock, a little different than just about anything. And this is a pocket opener. So pulling it up and out of the pocket opens the blade. You change the grip this way, or you use it edge up, depending upon the training you've had. It's got an almost deep carry wire pocket clip. Short blade around 3 inches. Can be opened with the hole or with the pocket opening. That's a pin that they drilled a hole in the blade, and that's friction fitted. As far as I know, they don't come out. They're in there pretty deep. Okay, so here they all are again, including the one I can't tell where the blade comes out from, the Xprt. And hopefully we'll have room for them all in the final shot. I think we will. So there you go. Different designs, different folders, off the beaten path. Hope you enjoyed this little segue off the usual stuff. This Old Sword, signing out. Don't forget to like the vid and subscribe. Catch you soon.